Morocco possesses an extraordinary treasure, its youth. Nearly 50% of the population is under 35 years old. Dynamic and often well educated, they have proved themselves to be inventive and creative, a good addition to Morocco's economic society. But this enthusiasm is frequently hampered by the reluctance of bankers to lend to young people who want to get on. Witness this young garage owner in the outskirts of Agadir struggling to find funding to open other garages.
Do not close the door on us. Because we are young, we have no home equity. You can't have everything at this age. I would love it to evolve, to change. I'm here to work for my country, to get things moving. I've created jobs, for example. This business here in Agadir is doing well, and we'd like to open in Marrakesh, Rabat, and Casablanca. And I'd love the banks to follow me, you see.
Kamal is just one of many here who dream of creating a company or expanding their small business. But the requested guarantees are often too high for these young entrepreneurs. Since 2009, however, Morocco has undertaken a thorough review of its system of bank loans. The Caisse Centrale de Garantie, the Central Guarantee Fund, or CCG, is at the heart of this program. The public body works in partnership with banks and borrowers. It helps by acting as guarantor for those seeking credit. The CCG has now been revamped and its financial commitments have multiplied.
8 out of 10 businesses guaranteed by the Central Guarantee Fund would never have been able to get financing without our assistance and our products. So what's been created is economic activity, it's employment, it's additional public revenue, and of course strengthening of the banking sector.
Since 2009, the CCG has tripled its commitments from $350 million to over $1.2 billion in 2013. The prime beneficiaries are the poorest people, often young entrepreneurs. They are siblings, and both are business graduates. In 2010, they opened their first restaurant. But very soon, hopes of developing their business were hampered by a lack of funding.
We've just started. We finished our studies and returned to Morocco. We don't necessarily have enough resources, and we're having to deal with a bank that asks for a guarantee, which we don't really have. Audit was my bank that advised me to go to the CCG, and they were the ones that guaranteed the credit line that allowed me to open 2 restaurants in 2013.
There are many young people who are badly advised. In fact, we need more tools to help encourage them to create their business and help the country at the same time.
And it's not just the young who can benefit from the access to credit. Families with modest incomes who could not buy a home also received, as individuals, guarantees of support. The Hosni El Hassania family borrowed the equivalent of $16,000 over 19 years.
Psychologically, this has changed a lot, because before we were in a small house and we lived with my brother. Whenever you wanted to buy something, a piece of furniture, for example, it had to be discussed. And then I have girls and my brother boys, so at some point everyone had to have their own rooms, so therefore we needed a bigger apartment. We're calmer now. Our life is more comfortable. We can buy the appliances we want now. We couldn't before.
Between 2009 and 2013, nearly 100,000 households were able to purchase their own homes, thereby also strengthening Morocco's construction sector. Despite the importance of agriculture to the Moroccan economy, the CCG had little presence in rural areas. But the creation of new agencies helped rural entrepreneurs develop their businesses. This packaging company produces nearly 6,000 tons of vegetables a year. Lacking enough agricultural land of its own, it was forced to buy in some of its products.
We approached the Central Guarantee Fund and it increased its commitment, so it's actually guaranteeing 60% of our loans. We bought new land. We didn't have the means to prepare the ground to do whatever is necessary before the packaging process. It allowed us to buy more vegetables elsewhere. Now we're independent. We grow and package what we have without resorting to importers.
The program has received support from international donors, including the African Development Bank, which sees this as a way to boost the economy by increasing domestic production.
Some people are excluded from wealth creation. And that is why at the bank we put a special emphasis on inclusive growth. In order to help the most vulnerable to access funding under a program we called the Financial Sector Development Support Program.
A program that should also help the kingdom diversify its economy, still heavily dependent on agriculture and tourism.